What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well as we start a new week, first week of June. Getting back in the swing of things, trading after a very long weekend of hosting a very major event here in Florida for Prince Hall Shriners. So people seem to think that I went a little too hard because I done lost my voice. Slowly coming back though, but took some trades this morning, took a few trades last night in the futures account. It's after 6 o'clock, so those trades have been removed out of TRADERVUE. I want to say I made about $17 in that account today. Fairly slow trading day. In the regular cash account, interesting day. Very interesting day. Starting with how the SPY was actually trading all the way up until the SPY halted, y'all. The SPY halted in ThinkOrSwim. For about 5 minutes, the SPY actually halted, and I was in a trade, 2 option contracts, and once the market opened back up, because I still was able to monitor that the SPY was moving by going into Webull. So the charts were frozen on ThinkOrSwim. I went into Webull. SPY was moving like normal. Wasn't worried about that trade. ThinkOrSwim gets back active. My trade is working. I move my stop up, lock in profit. This thing comes back down. It tags me, and it only gets me out of one of my contracts. And then it removes the brackets, and you know the rest. The SPY kind of tanks on out. But let's go ahead. Let's get into TRADERVUE real quick, and we'll look at the details. And then I'm going to go and show you exactly what I had to do with ThinkOrSwim today. So reviewing trades for Monday, June 5th. Took 3 trades today. Actually, yeah, that's about right. 3 trades. Closed P&L $89. I actually took a call position on Google that I am holding. That's a... when is that expiring? I'm looking at it. Look like June 9th expiring. So I got 2 days on it. It's actually closed a little red right now. So in Google, Apple, I closed out the 1 position I was in, and then I opened up 2 more with a longer time frame on some calls. The SPY, this was a new position, and this is the one that I'm speaking on that ThinkOrSwim kind of acted up on. I'm gonna bring up the Discord real quick because I actually posted my conversation. So hopefully this is legible. But like I said, ThinkOrSwim kind of tried to do me one over this morning, so I had to contact their customer service. Spoke with Joseph, and we had our pleasantries, and I let them know that I was in a position with brackets on for both contracts, and it kicked me out. So this is what he said. Said I'd be happy to review those orders and take a look at what happened. Told him please do. He says, from first glance, actually, the OCOs only involved a single contract rather than both. My reply, shouldn't both contracts been executed at market stop? On the active ladder, there were 2 stops listed. Also in the order log, it shows it executed one of the orders and rejected the other order. For sure, there were OCOs on both contracts. I know I wasn't going crazy, y'all. Joseph replies back, there were. I didn't look close enough. That was my fault. That second stop shouldn't have rejected. That reject was due to the market issue this morning. Let me see what I can do. So Joseph is still trying to see what he can do for me. ThinkOrSwim stated that they may be able to compensate me because I was not able to get out of that trade that I was in. But that was the type of morning that it was trading. Let's go ahead. Let's bring up ThinkOrSwim real quick, because we really only have one trade to review, and that's going to be that trade. But this is the SPY this morning. Very ugly, y'all. SPY opened up, big green candle. Took it right on up to 429.67, and then just commenced to just some ugly chops. These candles was just whipsawing all over the place. And the 1 minute chart actually shows it a little better. So I am going to switch this over to the 3 chart layout. But before we do that, take a peek at the weekly. The weekly chart is still looking decent on the SPY, as well as the daily chart. The daily, we're going to have to break today's highs to see any movement back up higher. Hourly chart is ugly. We see that it made that move, sold off. Only good thing on the daily is that we were getting bottoming tails and they were trying to hold the slow moving average. So we were getting bottoming tails and they tried to hold. Right now we've broken below it, but it's after hours. Normally the volume is not going to really be there. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is ugly because today was just a very big green candle. Only good thing is that we did have a bottoming tail there. And on the 4-hour, the bottoming tail is trying to hold the fast moving average. It's trying to hold the first line of defense. 20 moving average, or I'm sorry, because it's probably not the 20 on this chart, but the slow moving average is normally the second line of defense. So we're catching first line of defense on the 4-hour, second line of defense on the hourly, well above on the daily and the weekly. So for all intents and purposes, we still are in an uptrend. We are still in an uptrend, but let's go ahead, switch this over to the 3 chart layout. And I want to look over here. We'll go ahead and get everything loaded up. Why don't we do that? Pull up the entries, the exits. Let's see what we're looking at. So let's go ahead. Let's get the entry on the chart. And this is what I was saying. The 1 minute chart shows you just how ugly the SPY was, y'all. It really was no reason to be taking these trades. And then look at where I'm buying at, y'all. I'm buying into the previous high of day. You see the same picture over here on the actual option chart. Buying right into it. And look at how pretty this thing is on the option chart. Came right up to it, rejected it. Right back down to close. And look at the candle that I'm getting out of. I'm getting out of the high of day candle on the option chart. But let's see where that was at. Yeah, come down here and look right here. Normally you have 35, 40, 45, 50. Where is 55 at? You don't see a 55 down there because the SPY actually halted in ThinkOrSwim. But it didn't really halt. They just had a technical glitch. ThinkOrSwim is trying to say that it was a market issue. This was not a market issue. This was a ThinkOrSwim issue. Because one of the gentlemen that was in the Discord this morning Most of us in the Discord use ThinkOrSwim charting all the time. Some people might not trade in ThinkOrSwim, but they use the charting. So we were all looking at the charting, and it was all frozen on everybody's end. One of the gentlemen went into Robinhood, and he was able to see that, no, the SPY is still moving. And I went into my Webull account, and I was able to see, yeah, SPY is still moving. So let's look at this. This is 950, 951. The next candle is 956. So for 5 minutes, the SPY had no action. Had absolutely no action. But just looking at this trade that we did take, this was not a very good trade. Let me go and load up the 1 minute. There's the chart that we want to see. It's not really a good trade because I was buying right into previous high of day. But you always hear me say, first area of defense is that fast moving average. Look at how it was reacting. Second line of defense, slow moving average. Look at how those tails was bouncing off of it and heading back up. Third line of defense is going to be VWAP when they are stacked up like this. This is a good stack. So you got fast, slow, and then VWAP is kind of trailing to give you your last line of defense. That's why I like this system. Come over here, we see that it switches. Fast is below the slow, so shorts are in play. Look at how this thing is reacting to that slow moving average. So you just look for good reasons to get in the trade from there, but you can't take a trade with overhead resistance. Can't do that. So that was a bad entry on my part. I was getting caught up in the hype that the SPY was just cranking. We had this huge candle that came out of nowhere. You can almost remove this wick on that one. Just play this candle like a normal candle, because this was probably a market order that somebody put in the system, or they fumbled the ball trying to take their position, and you get this spike. But SPY just kept trucking along. But that's it. Quick and easy. Not going to even review those swing positions I'm in, because gotta let them work. I got out of my Apple positions that were expiring this month, and I just grabbed calls that are expiring now, July 21st. Still in one call option that's going to expire July 21st as well. So we'll let those things work and see what it can do. On that note, I'm going to wrap this one on up. We will be back at it again tomorrow. Thanks for checking me out as always. If you hadn't hit that like button already, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. I was fooling with this camera, and it's like way up there, so I got to look up there to be looking y'all in the eye. But we'll take care of that when I close this video out. Peace.